Guys and gals, hope you guys are doing good. We are going to be reading the Book of the Law by Aleister Crowley, or the Book of Thoth by Aleister Crowley. The Book of Thoth. San Francisco, California, New York, New York, Berlin, Germany. Copyright 1944. 39th printing 2019. Printed in the United States of America. March 21st, 1944. Sol, or the sun at 0 degrees Aries, 5:29 p.m. All right. We got the Hierophant. All right, this is where it starts. The wheel, the great wheel of samsara, the wheel of the law, Dhamma, the wheel of the tarot, the wheel of the heavens, the wheel of life. All these wheels be one, yet of all these the wheel of the tarot alone avails thee consciously. Meditate long and broad and deep, O man, upon this wheel, revolving in thy mind. And be this thy task, to see how each card springs necessarily from each other card, even in due order from the Fool unto the 10 of coins. Then when thou knowest the wheel of destiny complete, mayest thou perceive that which it moved first. There is no first or last. And lo, thou art passed through the abyss, the book of lies. And then he says this word here, I believe that's Greek. Here, I can sit on the ground and I feel like it might be cooler like if you guys could like look at the book with me so you guys can see the words. You see, I don't have any I have makeup on, but it's like all day, like 2-day-old makeup. I haven't taken a shower in a while, and I have those frequencies playing in my headphones, just so you know. Helps me concentrate. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? You should be able to. What is that? Oh, that's a bikini bottom. I was watching SpongeBob Conspiracies earlier and painting my room. You heard about the SpongeBob Conspiracies? They're pretty cool. I like them. Can you read that? Hopefully so. So this is going to go into what it's going to be talking about. We're going to probably start here. We're going to start at the very beginning. Part 1, we have the theory of, can you see this? The theory of the tarot, the contents of the tarot, the origin of the tarot, the theory of correspondence of the tarot, the evidence for the initiated tradition of the tarot, Eliphas Levi in the tarot in cipher manuscripts, the tarot in the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the nature of the evidence, summary of the questions hitherto discussed. That's all we're going to read in this page because that's all we're going to have time to get to, if we even have time to get to that much. This is the, hopefully you can see this okay. Actually, you know what I can do? The back camera on this phone is so much better. Hold on. You'll see me momentarily. We're going to turn you that way. What is up there? Nothing really crazy. Okay, hang on. Bear with me here. Wait, what? There we go. That should be better to see what I'm talking about. All right. Is that right? Hopefully. All right, let's go. We can do better than that. Well, I have it. It is rotated that way. There we go. Hopefully you can see that okay. Okay, so on November 19th, 1989, E.V. Aleister Crowley was initiated into the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. He took the motto, Per dubo, I shall endure to the end. In February of the year following, he attained the grade of practicus and was accordingly entrusted with the secret of attributions of the tarot, especially those of Atu, see pp. 5 through 10. He worked daily on these MSS, for the most part under the personal instruction of G.H. Frater, 7 degrees equals 4 degrees, DD.CF, S. Little Mathers, and V.H. Frater's 5 degrees equals 6 degrees, A.A. or Alan Bennett, later Sayadaw Ananda Metya, and Volo Nosakri, George Cecil Jones, as host or guest of one of these adepts. Okay, he continued these studies alone during his first voyage around the earth through in search of hidden wisdom. On the 9th, 8th, and 10th of April 1904 EV, he received the Book of the Law. Chosen by the masters to carry out their sublime plan, he began to prepare the way for the establishment of the new aeon. As they instructed him, see the equinox of the gods for a very full and detailed account of this, the most important event in his career. He accordingly published the previously secret attributions of the tarot in the book 777, which is a very popular occult book. I don't know if I'm allowed to show the page like this. Am I? I think that might be against the rules. Anyways, I don't see why I couldn't. We're just reading. Okay, so Vel. Okay, that's like a whole bunch of that I don't know how to say that. That's like in Latin, I think. That right there. That's in Latin, I believe it's in Latin. I'm gonna have to like uh translate it later. But I would assume it's some sort of oath of some kind. Following the tradition of Eliphas Levi, much of his magical writing is modeled on or adorned by references to the tarot, notable in his connexion, I don't know what that is, are Ambrosi Magi Hortus Rosarum, The Sword of Song, 1904, The Wake World, Nox Ohm Pax, 1907. Okay, this is a bunch of just like, I think it's attributions or things that notable connections for his work. The Book of the Lies, I know he wrote that. He wrote a whole bunch of weird books like this, The 30 Aethers, The Vision and the Voice. I've heard about that before. Magic and Theory and Practice, I have that book on my Amazon, on my Audible account. I also have, what's his name? I can't remember. Yeah, I can't. Lon Milo Duquette. He does a really good book talking about Aleister Crowley and all of his work. I believe he recently wrote that. It's a very good book. He published a full account of the tarot according to the MSS of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn in Equinox, Volume 1, number 7 and 8, in 1912. During this time, the tarot was his daily companion, guide, and object of research. He succeeded in uniting under the schema of the Holy Kabbalah, of which the tarot is the greatest single element, all philosophical and magical systems soever, including that of the Chinese. This and his Naples Agreement are, with little doubt, his greatest achievements in scholarship. See, even down here, October 12th, 1915. I've got the same birthday as him. That's why I say that, which is October 12th. My sister, who's 5 years older than me, has the same birthday as well. So it's kind of like a family thing, I guess. Not the Aleister Crowley's not My family's Christian, but I like Aleister Crowley. Okay. So for many years, he had deplored the absence of any authentic text of the tarot, for medieval pacts are hopelessly corrupt, compiled by partisans of existing political systems, or otherwise far from presenting ancient truth of the book in a coherent system or shape of its lucid beauty. It had, from the beginning of his study, been his fervent wish to construct a worthy text. Eliphas Levi himself wished to execute a similar task, but succeeded only in leaving us two of the Atu, the chariot and the devil. Eliphas Levi was another person in the Order of the Golden Dawn with Aleister Crowley that was that wrote a lot of very significant books on the occult, right? So these are the people that kind of made the sacred practices that were just debauching as of lately. Some people are. Many others have attempted the work, but without even the knowledge of the true attributions, their attempts have been gross, senseless, and pitifully grotesque. But the masters who had watched, guided, and chastised the author of this present volume had in store the reward of his labors. They introduced him a present volume, had in store the reward of his labors. They introduced him a skilled artist, Frida Harris, who thought she had little or no previous knowledge of the tarot, possessed her own right, the essential spirit of the book. Together, they bent their energies to the formidable task of preparing the 78 cards of the Book of Thoth. Of Thought. I'm not sure how you say it. Tahuti. His original idea had been to execute a pack after the tradition of the medieval editors, corrected in the light of the descriptions given in the Equinox 1, VII, and VIII. I believe that's 7 and 8. But she found technical difficulties, such introducing an IO raid angelic hands all over the place, producing a grotesque effect. She also observed that any teaching in the course of his explanations went far higher and deeper than anything in any accessible models. She accordingly forced him, the laziest man in 3 continents, to undertake what is, to all intent, an original work, including the latest discoveries in modern science, mathematics, philosophy, and anthropology. In a word, to reproduce a whole of his magical mind pictorially on the skeleton of the ancient Kabbalistic tradition. He accepted this colossal burden. It renewed his energy and his enthusiasm. Yet the burden was sore. The anticipated 3 months' work extended to 5 years. Her success as his interpreter surpassed belief. She had to work from his very rough sketches, often from mere descriptions or from reading between the lines of the old packs. She devoted her genius to the work. With incredible rapidity, she picked up the rhythm and was inexhaustible patience submitted to the corrections the fanatical slave driver that she had invoked, often painting the same card as many as 8 times until it measured up to his vanadium. See, that's what I hate about this. I have to look that word up because I've never seen that word before in my life. It's this word. Where is it at? Right here. VANAD. What is that? Vanadium is a chemical element. The symbol V, the atomic number is 23. It is a hard, silvery, gray, malleable transition element. The elemental metal is rarely found in nature, but once isolated artificially, the information of an oxide layer stabilizes the free metal against further oxidization, discovered in 1801. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm listening to in my headphones. I don't want you to think I'm like playing it out loud, but that's what it looks like. Vanadium. Okay, so wait, I don't understand. Measured up to his vanadium steel yardstick. So wait, I don't understand. What are the benefits? It lowers blood sugar levels and improves sensitivity to insulin in people with type 2 diabetes. Are we talking about the same thing here? Did I spell it right? Steel yardstick. I don't know. So I guess that's the kind of yardstick he had or something. Who flippin' knows? May the passionate love under will, which she has stored in this treasury of truth and beauty, flow forth from the splendor and strength of her work to enlighten the world. May this tarot serve as a chart for the bold seamen of the new aeon, guide them across the great sea of understanding to the city of the pyramids. The accompanying booklet was dashed off by Aleister Crowley without help from parents. Its per usual may be omitted with advantage. Its perusal, P-R-U-S-A-L, may be omitted with advantage. S-H, SOR, I-W-E, 8 equals 3, A-A. What does that mean? See, they be putting stuff in there that I don't have the key to. All right, part 1, the theory of the tarot. I've had this book for quite a while, and it's just daunting. I've read some of it. It's very intense. I'll do my best to understand it. I've done so much occult work. There'll be parts that I'll be able to explain. Parts of it's going to go over my head. It might go over your head. If you know something about it and you have the time to type it out, feel free, because I'm not going to know everything. So, the tarot is a pack of 78 cards. There are 4 suits, as in modern playing cards, which are derived from it. But the court cards number 4 instead of 3. In addition, there are 22 cards called trumps, each of which has a symbolic picture with a title to itself. At first sight, one would suppose this arrangement to be arbitrary, but it is not. It is necessitated. It will appear later by the structure of the universe, and in particular of the solar system, symbolized by the Holy Kabbalah. This will be explained in due course. I gotta get my vape pen. I don't know what I did with it. What's that? Is that it? No, that's the dog's bone. I think I just had it. Is it right here? No. Hang on. Give me a sec, guys. Sweetie baby, did you take my vape pen? No. It might be in the kitchen. I'll be right back. Alrighty. I didn't find it, but it's gotta be here. I feel like I just had it. This happens a lot. I guess I just need to leave it alone. Not worry about it so much. Alright. I really would like it though. I'm not so sure what happened to it. It should be here. I'm not sure. Doesn't that suck? Alright, see, this happens every time. Something like this that stops me from reading it. Okay, so let's just go. Okay, the origin of the tarot. The origin of this pack of cards is very obscure. Some authorities seek to put it back as far as the ancient Egyptian mysteries. Others try to put it toward the late 15th or even the 16th century. But the tarot certainly existed in what may be called the classical form as early as the 14th century, for pacts of that date are extant, and the form has not varied in any notable respect since that time. In the Middle Ages, these cards were much used for fortune telling, especially by gypsies. So that was customary to speak of telling, especially by the gypsies, so that it was customary to speak of the tarot by the Bohemians or Egyptians. When it was found that the gypsies, despite the etymology, were the Asiatic, Asia, I don't know how to say that, origin. I think it's like Asia, something about Asia. Asia, I don't know how to say it out loud though. These people tried to find its source in Indian art and literature. There is here no need to enter any discussion of these disputed points. The theory of correspondence of the tarot. Unimportant to the present purpose are tradition and authority. Einstein's theory of relativity does not rest on the fact that when his theory was put to the test, it was confirmed. The only theory of the ultimate interest about the tarot is that it is an admirable symbolic picture of the universe based on the data of the Holy Kabbalah. It will be proper later in this essay to describe the Holy Kabbalah somewhat fully and to discuss the relevant details. The part of it which I can't read it like this, you guys. I have to pull it up to my face. I'm so sorry. I'm having such a difficult time. Maybe if I get my glasses. I don't know where they're at. Is this annoying? Hopefully not. You think you guys are listening to it? I really need to find my vape pen before I have a fucking BF. Aleister Crowley is so, like, his writing it's so, like, dense. It's just, like, dense. It's, like, heavy. It's not light writing. And that's annoying. No, it's not annoying. It's just really dense. There's some, maybe I'm not that good of a reader or something. It could be that. Sometimes I struggle with it. I know some people struggle with it. I've struggled with it. But once you can understand it, what the flip did I do with my vape pen, dude? Oh, I found it. That's going to help me a lot. All right. Maybe if I got it to be a little bit more light in here. Is that better? I was trying to make it spooky, but let's see. So he was talking about Einstein's theory of relativity. So unimportant to the present purpose are tradition and authority. Einstein's theory of relativity does not rest on the fact that when his theory was put to test, it was confirmed. The only theory of ultimate interest about the tarot is that it is an admirable symbolic picture of the universe based on the data of the Holy Kabbalah. And see how they spell it with a Q? I believe that's when they're not necessarily talking about like the strictly Jewish practice, where they're not like so much talking about like the Zohar and like the rabbis, but they're still using the same system, but they're not connecting it so much to the Torah. I mean, I think they still do use things like that. They still use like the coding, but I feel like they've kind of I guess they do use the people of the Bible here. Like the Jehovah is the person of the Bible. And this is based off of this tarot deck here. And here we have the Three of Cups, which is Mercury and Cancer. And then here's the Ace of Cups. And that's the I can't remember what they call that. Some sort of cross. So, let's go. It will be proper later in this essay to describe the Holy Kabbalah somewhat fully and to discuss relevant details. The part of which is here relevant is called gematria, a science in which the numerical value of a Hebrew word, each letter being a numerical value of a Hebrew word, each letter also being a number, links that word with others of the same. Hey lady, you coming up here to snuggle? Oh wow. That's the dog. She's my baby. Okay, let's see. I'm really trying my best here. All right. A science in which the numerical value of a Hebrew word, each letter also being a number, links the word with others of the same value, or a multiple thereof. For example, ACHD, unity, 1 plus 8 plus 4 equals 13, and AHBH, love, 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 is 13. So unity and love have the same gematria values. Then IHVH, Jehovah, 10 plus 5 plus 6 plus 5 equals 26 equals 2 times 13. Okay, so they're saying unity and love. Unity is love. So they're saying Jehovah, YIHVH, which is the name, like the holy name of God. So when you're doing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, that's the first name that you would use for the East. Jehovah or Yehovah is what I say. And I always put a Y, not an I, but whatever. They're saying it equals 26 and then 2 times 13, which is the same equality of those. Okay, so therefore Jehovah is unity manifested in duality, and so forth. One important interpretation of tarot is that it is a not quarry. Wait, what is that? I have to look that up. I'm sorry. I've never seen that word. I can't handle that when I have like never seen the word. I don't even understand. NOTARQI, or no, RIQON. That's not even. Okay, so let's see. It is a method of deriving a word or idea using the initial or final letters of a word to represent another word. It is a talamatic or Kabbalistic technique. Variations of Nardaquan include using the first and last letters or the 2 middle letters of a word to form another word. So when they're writing, oh, somebody liked my picture on Facebook. Okay, anyway, sorry. So what they're pretty much saying, like when he's doing all these weird, not so much here, but like here, when they're doing all of these things, I'm sure that that's probably some coding that would have something to do with that. And it's not the only place they do it at. They do it a lot. But I would assume that that has some, so that could potentially be some way to break it down, because he has a lot of things coded and hidden in here because it's secrets, right? Meaning that a lot of the times the basic definitions that we have for the tarot are in fact not the real meanings behind them, but it's just ways to trap you and to siphon your energy. Because I know that like the 5 of Cups looks really scary and really bad, but Mars and Scorpio is at home, and I don't think it's a bad placement at all astrologically. So those are the things that I have the questions about, as well as the 5 of Pentacles with it being Mercury and Taurus. And I know that Mercury and Taurus is not a bad placement to have. It's actually one of the best placements you can have Mercury to be placed in. And so that's just one of the things, right? Arcana means secrets. The Five of Pentacles is a secret chief. And I'm sure he'll go into that a little bit in this book. All right. So Jehovah is unity manifested in duality, and so forth. One important interpretation of tarot is that it is a Nardaquan of Hebrew Torah, the law. Also, Thora, the gate, now by the Yetziratic attributions, see the table at the end. This word may be read the universe, the newborn, sun, zero. This is the true magical doctrine of Thelema. 0 equals 2 by the gematria numerical value of Throa is 671 equals 61 times 11. Now 61 is atria, the numerical value of throw, which is 671 times 11. Did I just read that again? See, they're fucking with me. Okay, this always happens to me every time I read Aleister Crowley. Okay. I'm not so sure. I feel like this might be like, I don't know, there's something here to be decoded. I'm not so good at all this. Let's see. Now 61 is Ain, nothing or 0, and 11 is the number of magical expansion. In this way, also, therefore, Throa announces the same dogma, the only satisfactory philosophical explanation of the cosmos. Its origin, mode, and object. Complete mystery surrounds the question of the origin of the system. Any theory which satisfies the facts demands assumptions which are completely absurd. To explain it at all, one has to postulate in the obscure past and fantastic assembly of learned rabbins who solemnly calculated all sorts of combinations of letters and numbers and created the Hebrew language on this series of manipulations. This theory is plainly contrary not only to common sense but to the facts of history and to all that we know about the formation of language. Nevertheless, the evidence is equally strong that there is something, not a little of something, but a great deal of something, a something which excludes all reasonable theories of coincidence in the correspondence between words and numbers. It is an undeniable fact that any given number is not merely one more than the previous number and one less than the subsequent number, but it is an independent individual idea, a thing in itself, a spiritual, moral, and intellectual substance, not only much as, but a great deal more than any human being. Its merely mathematical relations are indeed the laws of its being, but they do not constitute the number any more than the chemical and physical laws of reaction in the human anatomy give a complete picture of a man. The evidence for the initiated tradition of the tarot. Eliphas Levi in the tarot. Oops. Although the origins of the tarot are perfectly obscure, there is a very interesting piece of quite modern history well within the memory of living man, which is extremely significant and will be found, as the thesis develops, to sustain it in a very remarkable way. In the middle of the 19th century, there arose a very great Kabbalist and scholar who still annoys dull people by his habit of diverting himself at their expense by making fools of them, posthumously. His name was Alphonsus Louise Constant. He was an abbey at the Roman Church. For his non de Gur, his translated name into Hebrew, Eliphas Levi Zahed, He is very generally known as Elivis Levi. Elivis Levi was a philosopher and an artist. Besides being a supreme literary stylist and a practical joker of the variety called Prince Sans Rire, and being an artist and a profound symbolist, he was immensely attracted by the tarot. While in England, he proposed to Kenneth Mackenzie, a famous occult scholar and high-grade Freemason, to reconstitute and issue a scientifically designed pack. In his works, our new presentation, I believe Eliphas Levi the one that made the um um it was like the black and white tarot deck. What is it called? The Hermetic Tarot. Oh no, this is by Godfrey Dowdson, but this is another really good tarot deck you can get. I had it at one point in time. Okay. In his works are new presentations by him of the trumps called the Chariot and the Devil. He seems to have understood that the tarot was actually a pictorial form of the Kabbalistic tree of life, which the basis of the whole Kabbalah, so much so that he composed his works on that basis. He wished to write a complete thesis on magic and divided his subject into two parts, theory and practice, which he called dogma and ritual. Each part has 22 chapters for each of the 22 trumps, and each chapter deals with the subject represented by the picture displayed by the trump. The importance of the accuracy of the correspondence will appear in due course. Here we come to a slight complication. The chapters corresponded, but they corresponded wrongly, and this is only to be explained by the fact that Levi felt himself bound by his original oath of secrecy to the order of initiates which had given him the secrets of the tarot. The tarot and cipher manuscripts. At the time of French Renaissance of the 1850s, a similar movement took place in England. An interest in ancient religions and their traditions of initiation and I gotta look that word up because I don't know that word. We have THAUMAT. Okay. We have it is a noun that means the use of magic to change the physical world, especially through incantation. It can also refer to things that seem miraculous or unexplainable, like movie illusions or a sports team comeback. Okay. It has 6 forms: displacement, energy, uh, body, mind, and force. It's to perform a miracle, manipulation of natural forces, the creation of wonders, and the performance of magical feats through esoteric knowledge and ritual practice. Okay. So, tarot in the cipher manuscript. Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, tarot in the cipher manuscripts. At the time of the French Renaissance in the 1850s, a similar movement took place in England. Its interest centered in ancient religions and their traditions of initiation and the practice of miracles. Learned societies from some secret or semi-secret were founded or revived among the members of one such group. The Quator Coronati,
Lodge of Freemason were three men. One, Dr. Wim Westcott, a London coroner, or Dr. Woodford, and a Dr. Woodman. There is a little dispute as to which of these men went to the Warrington Road, or whether it was the Warrington Road to which they went, but there is no doubt whatever that one of them bought an old book, either from an obscure bookseller or off a borrow, or found it in a library. This happened in 1884, 1885. There is no dispute that in this book were some loose papers, and that these papers turned out to be written in cipher, that these cipher manuscripts contained the material for the foundation of a secret society purporting to confer initiation by means of ritual, that among these manuscripts were an attribution of the trumps of the tarot of the Hebrew alphabet. When this matter is examined, it becomes quite clear that Levi's wrong attribution of the letters was deliberate, and that he knew the right attribution and considered it his duty to conceal it. It made much trouble for him to camouflage in his chapters. The cipher manuscripts were alleged to date from the earliest years of the 19th century, and there is a note to one page which seems to be in the writing of Eliphas Levi. It appears extremely probable that he had access to this manuscript on his visit to Buller Lytton in England. Bulwer Lytton. Okay, doesn't matter. In any case, as previously observed, Levi shows constantly that he knew the correct attributions, with except, of course, that of Tzidi, Y will be seen later, and tried to use them without improperly revealing any secrets which he was sworn not to disclose. As soon one possesses true attributions of these trumps, the tarot leaps to life, one intellectually locked down by the rightness of it. All the difficulties created by the traditional attributions are, as understood by the ordinary scholar, disappear in a flash. For this reason, one is inclined to credit the claim for the promulgators of the cipher manuscript. I've heard that word before. I don't know how to say it though. That they were the guardians of a tradition of truth. Sorry guys, I'm not the best reader. I'm only subpar. I got my GD, so just bear with me. I've been meaning to read this book for so long, so I'm just doing it. It's not perfect, but the Tarot of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. One must now digress into the history of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. The society reconstituted by Dr. Westcott and his colleagues in order to show further evidence as to the authenticity of the claim of the promulgators. I don't know how to say that. It's really bugging me. Of the wait, where are we at? Because I know they said it again, and now I'm trying to find it. Did I read the same thing again? I've been doing that. I'm at like a weird angle. We can blame it on that, but we can also just blame it on the fact I might not. Listen. Okay. Among these, wait. Did he say it twice or just one time? I don't know. Among these papers, besides the attribution of the tarot, were certain skeleton rituals which purported to contain the secrets of initiation. The name, with an address in Germany, of a I don't know how to say that, Fraulein Sprengel, was mentioned in the issuing authority of Dr. Westcott, wrote to her, and with her permission, the Order of the Golden Dawn was founded in 1886. I know I'm not saying these names properly. It's okay. The GD was merely a name for the outer or preliminary order of the RRETAC, which is in its turn an external manifestation of the AA, which is the true order of masters. See Magic, PP 229 through 224. I have the initiation book for the Order of the AA over in my bookcase. The genius who made this possible was a man named Samuel Lydell Mathers. After a time, F.R.L. Spangle, which is Fraulean, that word right there, died. A letter written to her, oh, it's a woman, asking for more advanced knowledge elicited a reply from one of her colleagues. This letter informed Dr. Westcott of her death, adding to the writer and his associates had never approved of F.R.L. Sprangle's action in authorizing any form of group working, but in view of the great reverence and esteem in which she was held, had refrained from open opposition. He went on to say that his correspondence must now cease, but that if they wanted more advanced knowledge, they could perfectly well get it by using the proper manner, the knowledge which they already possessed. In other words, they must utilize their magic powers to make contact with the secret chiefs of the order. This, incidentally, is quite normal in a traditional mode of procedure, which I believe they're talking about, like, either like the person that you get to contact that like leads you through the AA, or the Holy Guardian Angel, which you can look at Aubermelon, the book of Aubermelon the Mage, I believe, to get through that. That's like crossing the abyss or something. Um, Shortly afterwards, Mather, who had maneuvered himself why that? Okay. Nothing's mistake. Nothing's mistaken, I don't think. Had maneuvered himself into the practical hardship of the order, announced that he had made his link, that the secret chiefs had authorized him to continue the work of the order as its sole head. There is, however, no evidence that he was here a witness of truth, because no new knowledge of any particular importance came to the order, such as did appear proved to be no more than Mathers could have acquired by normal means, from quite accessible sources such as the British Museum. For some reason, I'm being told to like, I'm going to look up what Mathers means in gematria. So we're going to come here and we are going to look up, I guess, just Mathers. Oh, don't do me like that. Close that down. Okay. Mathers, we have the hand or head in, oh, in English, wait, is it? No. Okay, but we have the hand or head, which is, you can see there's 666 right there. 111, which is Aleister Crowley's name. We have significant tonight, Lucas Uriel. That's Archangel Uriel. That's very significant. That's one of the angels you would call upon in the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. That's also the archangel that is over what's the star called? Antares and Sagittarius, the red supergiant. I'm a millionaire, Sandalphon. That's also another significant angel that you use in that ritual, which is the angel below, the one that rules our feet, that holds the cornucopia. Okay. We have resonance. We have interlacing hamster, moonlight, red rose, he tell lie, bride died, carrot. We have Terrence, like Terrence McKenna. Okay, 9-inch nails, sirens, drum, Hercules air, algorithm. It's a tie, Oscar's cubit, spoiler, I teach the men. I teach the men. 666. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm sorry. Belial, right hand. Ah! Run! No! We have the letter D. Digestion. Okay. Oh, this is dog. Okay, so this is the English equivalence, which was 504.84. Austin, Sunday. Apotheosis, that's a significant word. I've heard that before. Pluto, Jesuit, fake news, Midnight Vampire, Leonardo Umbrella, 5-5 Coincidence, Nathaniel Marshall Daughter, Million Cosmos 99, Alex Bickle, Iron Man. That's significant. Like when they say put on the full armor of God, we have Mark King, that's super significant. We have Lindsay, that's super significant. We have Godfather, Lumens, Precipice, Arkansas. Is that how you spell Arkansas? Is that Arkansas? Hamster. Anyways, I'm done. Red Rose, I think we saw that up there too. Horses, Vietnam. Strange. Frozen, Christios. Yehovah. Precipice. Porsche. That's nice. Okay, anyways, that's Million Daughter. I don't know. $1 Million Daughter. Mona Lisa. That's super significant as well. Wow, he's got a lot in his name. That's just the first page. How many pages is there? There's 30 pages of Hebrew equals and 137 of English equals for just the name Mathers. I was just curious. Okay. Where were we at? Well, I have like a spot of light on my eye. It's very weird feeling. Okay. Okay. So there is, however, no evidence in particular. Here, let me move this over so you guys can actually see what that's better. Because no new knowledge of any particular importance came to the order, such as did appear proved to be no more than Mathers could have acquired by normal means from quite accessible sources, such as the British Museum. These circumstances and a great deal of petty intrigue led to serious dissatisfaction among the members of the order. F.R.L. Spangle's dissatisfaction among the members of the order. Did I just read that? I keep doing that. Judgment and group working in order of this sort is possible, as shown in the case in this case to be wrong. In the 1900s, the order in its existing form was destroyed. The point of these data is simply to show that at that time the main preoccupation of all serious members of that order was to get in touch with the secret chiefs themselves. In 1904, success was attained by one of the youngest members, Frater Perduabo. I'm just like botching all of these names. I'm so sorry. The very fullest details of its occurrence was given in the Equinox of the Gods. And here it says, consult especially page 61 and 119. The message of the secret chiefs is given in the book of the law, which is been published privately for initiates and publicly in the Equinox volume 1, number 7 and number 10. Also full details of the Equinox of the Gods, page 13 and 30 to 38, in a pocket at the end of the volume of the photolithographic reproduction manuscript. There is also a cheap pocket edition of the text, the book itself. There are also American editions of the text. If you go on my live streams, I read the first chapter of the Book of the Law on my birthday. On my birthday, I think it was a year or two ago, on my YouTube channel. You can listen to it. The first chapter is beautiful. The second chapter is good. The third chapter is fucking terrifying. These historical digressions have been an essential to the understanding of, wait, we have nature of the evidence. These historical digressions have been essential to the understanding of the conditions of this inquiry. It is now proper to consider the particular numbering of the trumps. It appears natural to the mathematician to begin the series of natural numbers with 0. But it is a very disturbing to the non-mathematically trained mind. In traditional essays, the books of the tarot, the card numbered 0 was supposed to lie between the cards 20 and 21. The secret of the initiated interpretation, which makes the whole meaning of the trumps luminous, is simply to put the card marked O in its natural place, where any mathematician would have put it, in front of the number 1. But there is still one peculiar, 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 oh my gosh, I can't say that word. Like I'm trying to. Sorry, guys. I'm not the smart. Like I'm not smart. I just sometimes it's difficult for me to talk. One disturbance in the natural sequence. You guys know that word, right? That's the word right there. You can say it. I can't say it. It's just not coming out of my mouth. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. We all know what it is. I can read it in my head, but I can't say it out loud. So, one disturbance in its natural sequence. This is that the cards 8 and 11 have to be counterchanged in order to preserve the attribution for the card. 11 is called strength. On it appears a lion and is quite evidently refers to the zodiacal sign of Leo, whereas the card called justice and represents the controversial symbolic figure throned with a sword and balances, thus obviously referring to the zodiacal sign of Libra, the balance. Frater had made a very profound study of the tarot since his initiation to the order on the 18th of November in 1898. That's exactly what, like almost 1 year after, or 100 years. I was born in 1998, October 12th, though. So it's close, though. For 3 months later, he had attained the grade of practicus. As such, he became entitled to know the secret attribution. He consistently studied this and the accompanying explanatory manuscripts. He checked up on all the attributes of the numbers to the forms of nature and found nothing incongruous. But when 8th of April 1904, he was writing down the book of the law from the dictation of the messenger of the secret chiefs. He seems to have put a mental question suggested by the words in chapter 1, verse 57, the law of the fortress, the great mystery of the house of God. The house of God is one name of the tarot trump numbered. Is that, that's 16 to his effect. I have gotten these attributions right, for there came an interpopulated answer. All of these old letters of my book are aright, but Tzidi is not the star. This is also a secret. My prophet shall reveal it to the wise. That's that letter. It means Tzidi. And they say it's like that because in the Rider-Waite-Smith, she's said to be in that shape, but it's not. It's actually for a different card. So, this was exceedingly annoying. If Tzidi was not the star, what was? And what was Tzidi? He tried for years to counterchange this card, the star, which numbered 17, with some other, but had no success. It was many years later that the solution came to him. Tzidi is the emperor, and therefore the positions of 17. I thought they said 16 before. Maybe not. 16 and 6 must be counterchanged. This attribution is very satisfactory. I have to take these headphones off. Oh, whoa, I had those frequencies playing for so long. Was I talking really loud? I might have been. Okay. Yes, it is something a great deal more. Oh my gosh, it feels so weird. I had those on for so long. Uh, ah, but it is something a great deal more than satisfactory. It is, to clear thought, the most convincing evidence possible that the book of the law is a genuine message from the secret chiefs. For the star is referred to Aquarius in the zodiac, and the emperor to Aries. Now Aries and Aquarius are on each side of Pisces, just as Leo and Libra are on each side of Virgo. That is to say, the correction of the book of the law gives perfect symmetry in the zodiacal attribution, just as if a loop were formed at one end of the eclipse to correspond exactly with the existing loop on the other end. These matters are found rather technical, in fact, they are. But the more one studies the tarot, the more one perceives the admirable symmetry and the perfection of the symbolism. Yet to the layman, it ought to be evident that the balance and fitness are essential to any perfection, and an elucidation of these two tangles in the last 150 years is undoubtedly a very remarkable phenomenon. Summary of the questions hitherto discussed. The origin of the tarot is quite irrelevant, even if it were certain. It must stand or fall as a system on its own merits. 2. It is beyond doubt a deliberate attempt to represent in pictorial form the doctrines of Kabbalah. 3. The evidence for this is very much like the evidence brought forward by a person doing a crossword puzzle. He knows from the across clues the word is scrun blank H. So it is certain beyond error that the blank must be C. In these scrunch would be the word. These attributions are in one sense conventional symbolic map. Such could be invented by some person or persons of great artistic imagination and ingenuity, combined with almost unthinkably great scholarship and philosophical clarity. Such persons, however, admit we may suppose them to have been, are not quite capable of making a system to abstruse in its entirety without the assistance of superiors whose mental processes were or are pertaining to a higher dimension. And then we have these. So this is like Aleister Crowley's sigil, or one of his sigils that he uses a lot. It's an extra card in the deck of the it's the universal hexagram. It has always been declared impossible to draw an universal hexagram, but this has now been accomplished. The lines, however, are strictly I don't know how to say that word. I'm so sorry. They have no breadth. So I think that they're talking about like the ability to draw it without lifting your pen. Am I doing that right? I don't think I did. Who knows? I'm tired. What time is it? I've been on here for an hour. We've only gotten 11 pages in. The days of the week. Read around the hexagram the magical order of the 7 sacred planets. Read along the hexagram the order of the days of the week. It is believed that this neat discovery is due to the late J.H. Frater, DDCF. Okay, great. So we're going to take a look at that. Because this all has stuff to do with, this is like really specific things, and this is really going to like tie a lot down to like me as a reader when I'm moving the energy, because that's what you do a lot of times in tarot, right? When you're reading energy and you can feel where the energy is going, right? Like sometimes when I'm reading for a sign, I'm not 100% sure if I'm reading for that sign or if I'm reading for the sign opposing it. But I do know that there's some extremely significant things in regards to that. So here he was talking about how the star is Aquarius and Leo over here, he was talking about how the emperor is on both sides of the star. So the star is Aquarius, and then the emperor is what's the word I'm looking for? Is Aries. And then we have this over here being Leo, which was the strength card with the lion, and then Libra with the scales. And he was talking about how these attributions were flipped, I guess. Something like that. So, but to be completely honest with you, if I were to say it, I would say that the star would be in Leo or in Cancer. Because when I'm reading the star card, hold on, I'll grab my Rider-Waite Smith deck so I can show you. I can find it. If not, I have a book somewhere. Maybe it's in here. Sorry, I had to kind of like move everything around in my room today because I was doing the vacuum or because I was shampooing my carpets because I wanted them to be like cleaner. Is this the deck I'm looking for? I think it is. Yeah. I think I got it. Okay, so it's this deck that I'm talking about. Here, we can close that for now. We'll open it back up in a sec. But when I read the star card, because they're saying like the sun is the ruler of, they were talking about the justice card. I know this deck better than I know the Thoth tarot just because it's not quite so abstract. It's a lot more, I'm not paying attention to what these cards are. So here, the star card. So they say that it's seedy, this card is, because it's shaped. Let's see if we can find the little, who's on this page? Okay, so yeah, so they say that she is in the shape here. Her body is shaped like that. I believe upside down though. That's why they would attribute it to that, but this is a generalized deck, or this is like a deck that's meant for a lot of different people. But when I see this card, I say Aquarius because we think the brightest star to us is the sun. And so this is like the power source is Leo, the power bank is Leo, while Aquarius is the human being on the planet. Aquarius is more so like the collective at large. And Leo, so like if you were to pull it in reverse, that would be like you're acting as the power bank while the person that is receiving the reading is the person reflecting or using that person as a power bank, as opposed to when you pull it in the upright, that would be like the person that you're reading for is acting as a power bank for the reader yourself. That's how I've always kind of like, when I'm feeling the energy of the card manifest, because I can feel every card manifest as I talk about them most of the time. And I feel like the more that you actually learn each individual card of the tarot, even while other people are reading for them, you should be able to feel them become manifest in your own life, just by energetically understanding it, because it's so much more than just the correspondence. But so we'll start here, and then I think I'm going to stop here on the 12th page, and then because it's been an hour and 9 minutes, and then I'll go back and re-listen to it, and I'll be able to pull more from it. But so one might take away from an analogy the game of chess. Chess has developed from very simple beginnings. It was a mimic battle for tired warriors, but the subtitles of the modern game, which have now thanks to Richard Reti, have gone quite beyond calculation into the world of aesthetic creation, where latent in the original design, the originators of the game were building better than they knew. The originators of the game were building better than they knew. It is, of course, possible to argue that these subtleties have arisen in the course of the development of the game, and indeed, it is quite clear historically that the early players whose game are on record had no conscious conception of anything beyond a variety of rather crude and elementary um, stratagems. It is quite possible to argue the game of chess is merely one of a number of games which has developed while other games died out because of some accident. One can argue that it is merely by chance that modern chess was latent in the original game. The theory of inspiration is really much simpler, and it accounts for the facts without violation of the law of parsimony. I don't know how to say these words. Okay, so it's just like so much like just like hosh posh a little bit, but it's like it's important. It's like like the order of the tetragrammaton. This is really what I'm really curious about. Oh, hold on. Hey, hey. And then I'm gonna sneeze again. Bless me. Because see, if you see here on the back of this angel tarot, tetragrammaton is like the final name of God, and it ties into the order of the Shemha Heferesh, and I believe they go into that as well. I just need to take a little bit of a break. We can probably come back into reading this. Yeah, tarot and the formula of tetragrammaton, tarot and the elements. I might do like a little bit of a reading. I just need to take a little bit of a break because my brain is starting to hurt and I'm starting to not be able to retain what I'm saying as much. So I just need to take a couple minutes of a break because I don't have the best stamina, I guess, when it comes to reading. Wait, what? We have a positive aura cleanse. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of a reading though, I think, or something. Oh, hi. I need a shower. My face is kind of shiny. I was working all day. I still haven't fallen asleep, and I'm still wearing the same clothes I was wearing earlier, but it's okay. All right. Hello? My room is white, though. I should close my closet. Okay. Hey, dog, you don't want to sleep on your bed? I even made it right next to my bed. Come here. Come here. Okay, I love you. Come here. Want to come up here? Oh, wait. I have to move this stuff first, dude. You can't lay on top of it. She said, I can. I can do it. No, I'll move it first. Okay, yeah, come up. Please. I love you. Come up. There you go. This will be my baby. Here, let me move this so you don't knock it on the ground. I love you. Here. With this. Does it carry it? There you go. Alright. I should close the other closet door too. That reading is so dense. Why is it so dense? It's just like, it just like tires me out. Okay. I got one of the closet doors to like hang on the thing, but I haven't got the dresser yet. So Looking sluts, dude. All right. Ugh. Cork-sorkin' sluts, dude. I'm serious. That'll work. Maybe. Listen. Please. Just hear me out. All right. Alright. Fuck this, dude. These fucking stupid things. I'm over it. Hello. Alright. The closet doors are stupid. I think I bent one of like the little things on it. Stay safe. Thanks for the read. Gotta go. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening. Alright. I made these chairs. They look really cool, don't they? I'm still working on the other one, and I got this picture. It's a lion. It goes over here. I'm working on getting all of the, I don't have anything for Scorpio. I just got, here, I'll take this off. I just got my final item for like the world card because they have all the fixed cards. So I have my Aquarius pot right here, which is like the water bearer. And then I have my lion. And then I just got this today to go over my all-seeing eye, but it's like the Hierophant keys. See, it's a little M&M like key, like the Hierophant. It's got 2 keys, M&M keys. And so I put it over here on this all-seeing eye because it's Taurus. So I just don't have anything for Scorpio. I do have this, but this is technically Cancer, and that's like the Queen of Cups. I can't really show you. I can only show you like this. Let's see, that's like Cancer, the Queen of Cups card. So, and I have the Tower as well. I have the Tower. But that's pretty much all the magical things that I've gotten, and that's really just working with the angels. I've gotten the items because I actually like work with the sigils. He doesn't have anything red in his card, so there's not any item to obtain. But when you work with the item and you use the red sigil, oh, and my friend came over and put this on my mirror today. So that was cool. Oh, well. It says some days you just gotta create your own sunshine. So that was cool. I don't know if I posted that video yet, but I was watching like a decade of the sun, and you can literally just like, I'm breathing. You can literally watch the sun, like the NASA images of the sun for like a decade. It's like 1 second is a day. It's crazy. I watched it for a good like 40 minutes. So we're going to do a tarot reading, and then I have to. Good morning. How are you? I was just showing off how I locked Taurus up. I didn't lock you up, but I did. Oh, I thought, oh my gosh, never mind. We don't need to talk about that. How are you doing? It's hot in here. I'm going to take this sweater off. I should probably go here soon. We'll pull a little couple cards. I don't know where to sit because the dog is sitting where I normally sit. She's over there being cute though. See? She's got a daisy on her head. Really? I love you, lady.
knocked your pumpkin on the ground. There you go. That's for you. That's good. Alright, let's take a look and see. Look at the little flippin' flower head dog. She looks like a little pumpkin. She's so cute. Okay, let's see. So let's see. For the collective, what is the energy? Here's Michael. Michael is actually the, he rules over Hod, which is the orange Sephiroth on the Tree of Life. When you're doing the invocation of the Sephiroth, you would use Michael as Hod. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's see. I would like to know what, in regards to who we kind of are, who's really guarding the physical, and what are they doing for the body, right? What are they doing for the external body? We have Michael. Strong Taurus rising energy, that's Aldebaran, right? So that's like any sort of like demonic energies, right? It says perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity, who is like God. Michael, which is like probably the strongest archangel. It is like the eye of the bull. So like when people say bullseye, like when they're talking about like a bullseye, like when you're playing darts or something. When you're playing darts or something, they would be talking about that. So the eye of the bull, I believe it's towards the end of Taurus. It is a red supergiant star, and it is one of the 4 royal stars, or one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, so to say. It's the strongest angel, though, for sure. I would say it's the strongest angel, right? So that's really good that that's who we have guarding over our physical body. So I would say that today is probably going to be a day, especially over the next like 3 to maybe 12 hours. It's going to just be very, you're going to be kind of like undefeatable. You're going to be very powerful, so long as you're on the up and up, right? So long as your karma is good. Okay, so what about the things that we're looking at? I'm talking about the IC, the roots, the home, real estate. We have Uriel, another watcher star. That is usually what you would have opposing Michael. That's in Sagittarius. When we were looking up Mather's name, when we were reading the book, he had, so he is present, right? Mathers is present. And you see in his hand, he has this scroll. You see the scroll in his hand, and then the red sigil. And I was talking about how when working with the red sigils, if you're wanting, like, say that you want this demonic energy that he's stepping on, you could use the red sigil and open it up, draw the red sigil, open it up, use the divine names. You know, just kind of talk to Michael and ask him what he would do if you're trying to call in that energy, right? Maybe you need an adversary for something. Not saying that's what it is, but Uriel, here we have the fire of God, which is the tower. But I have that item already. Okay, let's see. In regards to our relationships, we have the Page of Wands, the preventing God. Propagation of light confounds the wicked, and slander saves from enemies. And you see here he has a torch. So that could be passing the torch onto someone. That could also be Prometheus energy. Okay. A little bit. It's kind of what it gives me a little bit. Revealing things. It's very high vibrational. It's like we're only going up in vibration, right? Michael's vibration or gematria is 306. Ural's is 390 in gematria. And the Page of Wands is IE Ratel, and it's 468. And for the final one, we have the World card. And that's going to be our career, right? So that's our X, that's our cross. We've got the first cardinal sign, which would be fire. If we're wanting to do cardinal, we could also do fixed and say that the first one is earth. The second one would then be fire. Oh my gosh, my nose. The third one would be water, but we have a fire card out for that one as well. And then we have the world, which is just what I was talking about with the items and the key and the lion and right, I just don't have the Scorpio energy yet, which is showing. But I don't really have the Scorpio energy yet because we just pulled the Page of Wands. So I don't have that energy yet. I'm still working on it. Hopefully I'll get the item during that season. I'm not sure what I'll get. Something though. And then we have the sun. The vivifying God. Restoration of life, protects from adversaries, rabies, and wild beasts. Saves from enemies. You have a fountain of wisdom, and it gives success in all ventures. So regardless of what you're hoping is success or what you're seeing as success, success is already yours, right? Oh, and we also have those scales. I guess my lights are kind of like what's in the world card here. See the globe he has there with the spinning things? And then those are my lights. Cool. So, slowly but surely, we've got the death card in reverse. I did have the hourglass, or I did have like the hourglass is what it is. It's an hourglass. It broke on the carpet. So that was interesting. I got my Hierophant keys today. Did I show you them, Buddha? That's a Taurus card. I got those today. Let's take a look and see. I don't like to see that Page of Swords card, right? When you see a reader that is not being able to speak, like when they can pull a whole bunch of cards but they just can't get the words out, that's because the Page of Swords energy is on them. And see how he's looking at the picture, but he can't speak about it. He has the sword. He knows the truth inside. He knows the truth inside of himself, but he can't speak about it. The words won't come out. You know, I hate that when that happens. Here's Gabriel, the moon, being reflective. Oh, there goes my nose. Why is it doing that? Let's see. Hi, baby. I suppose we should probably read with this Crowley deck, right? Because... Hey, you're touching your butt. It's gross. Get out of here. Why are you doing this, doggo? She's like, done nothing. You lying to me. Look at her eyes. Okay. All right, let's take a look and see. So, we're going to do one card for all signs, starting with Pisces and ending with Aquarius. So let's do this.
need a heat gun so I can get these little bubbles out. All right, let's go. My hand's starting to get bad. Cover it up. All right. All right. Starting with Pisces. No, I do not. The first card we have out is the Six of Pentacles. Moon in Taurus, success, financial blessings. When you are in lack, or if there's something that you are in need of, I think that Archangel Michael, with that Taurus energy, really making sure that whatever you have will be provided for you. You have a really good circle of people around you. You have a lot of really good resources. And if you're having any issues with the resources, Archangel Michael will make sure that he will provide for you all the things that you need. If you're ever in a time of lack, or if you're ever in a time of needing something or wanting something, just make your requests known to God, and God will make sure to provide them for you. Pisces energy. I was just talking today in a Pisces reading. I haven't posted it yet, but I was talking about how the third house talks about our friends, and it's going to talk a lot about our friends, but it also talks about like the mirror, because Gemini's a mirror. They say Gemini is really reflective of the people it's around, but a lot of times like our siblings or our like close friends will be representing kind of like who we are, right? They're kind of reflections of us. So the third house, if you're Pisces rising, or if you have Pisces in the first house, your third house is from you is Taurus. So a lot of times there can be some similarities between Piscean and Taurus energy, and they are both Venusian planets. So, speaking of the one and only Aries, we've got the Empress right here. Divine feminine energy, being really receptive, listening to understand, seeing things out, not being super combative or defensive about something. The second house, Aries, precession of the equinox, the first house is in Pisces. The first sign of the zodiac is in Pisces now. It's not in Aries. That's why I started reading with Pisces. So the second house being the Empress, there could be some really positive energy that you're getting through contracts, through your long-term partnerships, where you're able to kind of embody this energy of the Empress through your long-term partnerships. Or if you know anyone, or I guess that technically Venus is in Libra, but you definitely get along better with the sun, and the sun is in Libra, which is your opposing sign. So there could be energies of being very receptive of this solar energy that you're receiving from your opposition, being receptive of that energy or being reflective of that energy. Here you can see she doesn't have the Venus signs, but she has two moons on the side of her. This is also a very sexual card. She's very sexual because she's very beautiful. She has the energies of the heart chakra around her and water, which would talk about her ability to communicate about what is on her heart and what is in her heart. And she's not really paying so much attention to the energy here, which is right, because she already embodies it. So this could even talk about being or having the resources to potentially help another person, right? In the same way that if we didn't have enough, we would want to be helped, is the same way that the Empress is saying that if I had what I needed, if I already have what I need, and I see somebody that needs help, I will help them, right? It goes both ways. We can't just expect help. We also have to be able to give help if somebody needs it. And a lot of times, the best times, Really need to get a heat gun so I can get that out of there. It keeps coming back on. Okay. Other than that, it looks really cool. Okay, let's go. Third house, this is going to talk about our community, our siblings, our mirrors, the people in our lives that mirror back to us who we are. This can be people we have conflicts with. This can be people that we project onto. This can just be, this is our friends, like our close friends, our siblings, the people in our lives. We have some really great cards coming out. The Ace of Cups. This is going to be Taurus energy. That's just, you know, emotion. That's love. That's like, it's uncorrupted emotion. It's uncorrupted energy. There's no really emotional charge to it yet. It kind of is what you make it, right? It's like when you're dealing with your friends, when you're dealing with the people in your life, it's really like you kind of are going to be the determining or the deciding factor in whether something goes really positively, right? In the amount of emotion that you put into something. And sometimes it's better to just leave emotions or things uncharged, right? To leave love unconditional, to just not connect ourselves super tightly to it. But hi, Brooke Cottle. Hi, Brooke. How are you doing? But to just allow it to just be, and just allow it to just be what it is, right? Very great cards coming out. So your fourth house is going to talk about home. This is going to be what we see on a day-to-day basis. This is our roots. This is what keeps us grounded. We've got the Four Cups, which is Moon in Cancer, and this is going to be for Gemini. So, you know, Moon in Cancer, that's Moon at home. That's good. Moon in Cancer, that talks about its luxury, right? I think that Crowley has kind of a different interpretation of the Four of Cups than I believe that the Rider-Waite Smith does. I don't mind. I will read that from the book right now just because I want to know what he has to say about that. The Three of Cups. Four of Cups, I'm sorry. And I know that the fours are connected to Jupiter energy as well, which is connected to like the demiurge. But let's see, so luxury. So this card refers to Hesed in the sphere of water. Here below the abyss, the energy of this element, although ordered, balanced for the moment, stabilized, has lost its original purity of the conception. The card refers to the moon in Cancer, which is her own house. But Cancer itself is so placed that it implies a certain weakness, an abandonment to desire. It tends to introduce the seeds of decay into the fruit of pleasure. The seed is still shown, but its surface is ruffled, and the four cups which stand upon it are no longer so stable. The lotus from the water springs has a multiple stem, as if to show the influence of the dyad has gathered strength. For although the number 4 is the manifestation and consolidation of dyad, it is also secretly preparing catastrophe by emphasizing individuality. There is a certain parallelism between this card and the geometric figures via and populist, which are attributed to the moon in her decrease in increase in which are attributed to the moon in her decrease and increase respectively. The link is primarily the change equals stability equation, already familiar to readers of this essay. 4 is an awkward number. Alone among the natural numbers, it is impossible to construct a magic square of 4 cells. Even in the Naples Agreement, 4 is a dead stop, a blind alley. An idea of totally different order is necessary to carry on the series. Note, the refolding in upon itself is suggested by the magic number of 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 10. 4 is the number of the curse of limitation, of restriction. It is the blind, the barren cross of equal arms, tetragrammaton in its fatal aspect of finality. As the Kabbalists knew him before the discovery of revolving formula, whereby the daughter, seated upon the throne of the mother, awakens the eld of the All-Father. for the meanings of via and populus, refer to the Handbook of Geomancy, Equinox, Volume 1 and 2. Whatever the flip that means. So, 4 is a tough number. 4 is a really tough number. It's really when you go through the abyss, because you have to go through 4, and then before you're able to make it to Magister of the Temple, you have to cross the abyss, and that is really one of the most difficult things in magic to do. A lot of people have said they've done it, but I don't know that they have. I'm not 100% sure. I did get this book. I'm not sure if you have to die before you can go through the temple. I'm not sure if what they mean by death, if they're talking like a Freemasonic death, where they're talking about like death to who you used to be and then you become an initiate. I'm not sure, because I'm not an initiate. I'm just somebody that knows things because of my zodiac placements and the knowledge that I'm interested in learning. So a lot of really good energy here, but we do have the 5 of Cups, which is Mars and Scorpio. It's giving me really strong sexual energies. There's really strong sexuality coming in, that's like radiating off of these cards today, or just like a really strong connection with your own feminine or masculine life force. There could also be things that you are receiving or things that you have been given that you are protecting from this emotion. If there's some sort of new emotion that's coming into your life, you're feeling the need to protect it. Your 5th house, you have the Queen of Pentacles, kind of a confusing energy for the 5th house, being the 5th house is kind of how we give love, but it can also be like fun, games, and dating. So you could even be receiving some sort of gift on a date, or there's something about you just being very receptive to finances. Moon in Taurus is the card of giving, of helping the less fortunate. So you could be receiving something today. Today you could be the day that you're receiving some sort of, you could be getting paid, you could be getting a bonus, you could find $20 on the floor. I'm not sure. It's just really giving me really strong receptive vibes in regards to things you have a lot of fun with. Your 6th house, your daily routines, your health, you're moving really quickly, definitely having a lot of energy. The rainbow is here, which is a cosmic blessing. That is the energy of Kundalini, a fast Kundalini awakening, a fast Kundalini rising, right? The energy within your energy body is getting like a zap, right? That feeling you get in your root chakra, that like little tingle you get, and that's the beginning of Kundalini rising. And as you begin to go through your Kundalini awakening and you get this rainbow that manifests all the way through you and up and out of your skull, connecting to the source consciousness that we're all connected to, that we all channel from. I lost it. Mercury and Sagittarius, be really cautious about like having no filter today. Make sure that you're paying attention, right? You could be being really receptive to people that have no filter, potentially. People that are just like word vomiting, that are just spewing off at the mouth, saying whatever they want, and not actually consciously thinking about the things they're saying. That could be something that you're used to doing on a daily basis. So be cautious of that, as to not waste your brain cell powers. Moving quickly. We have really positive cards here. Mercury in Sagittarius is debilitated. It can mean higher consciousness, or like thinking on a different level, or a different dimension, even possibly a little bit. But the people around you do understand what you're saying, so long as they're equipped to understand it. Okay, your 7th house, you have the 3 of Cups. Interesting energy. That's like your contracts. You could be entering contracts with multiple people, and or you just have friends around you. You could also be into a contract kind of energy with more than one person. We have a lot of cups coming out, a lot of emotion. Good thing we started with that pentacle energy, which is kind of like what you're radiating outward. Never mind. There's the 10 of Pentacles for other people's money. The 8th house, sex. The occult, 10 of Pentacles, that's big money energy. That's like, it is how you say it, right? That's the ability to talk circles around people. I'm not going to shuffle a whole bunch. That is Mercury in Virgo. Okay, you could be talking to someone that's moving too quickly. Somebody that we have these two Mercury energy. This is Mercury exalted in its best absolute place. And then we have Mercury in Sagittarius, right? There's better people to explain the information I've been explaining to you than I am. I'm just doing my best at it. But it also takes practice to get here, right? You're still kind of working through the square energy, which is a difficult thing to overcome, but eventually you will get there. That's like the eighth house. That's, you know, that's where the occult happens. That's where the veil is very thin. There's just initiations. Don't stop. Don't be discouraged. If you're having any difficult times understanding something, or if like you're not speaking super fluently, if you're not reading super fluently, don't feel bad about that. Just keep going, keep trying, keep learning. Don't let it like get you down or feel less than because your communication might have been a little choppy or something. Knight of Pentacles in the 9th house. The Aeon in the 10th house. The 6 of Swords in the 11th house. And the 8 of Pentacles in the 12th. Well, you're walking on the sunshine. And you're reflecting the moon in Taurus exalted. So you're probably pretty sensitive right now. You're really got a lot of, there's a lot of earth and a lot of water here. It's great energy, pretty balanced as well in regards to the masculine energy, which is coming out in your 6th and your 11th house, which could talk about, you know, the greater community being willing and able to kind of share within the sacrifices that you need to make, or within the you see this, the cross, right? That talks about like a sacrifice. And then there's these 6 swords, or these 6 thoughts that are kind of divvying up the hard work, or something like that. This energy could have gotten botched. There could be something you're having to redo. There's also something in regards to your career that you're being asked to be quiet about, or that you're being asked to kind of keep on the hush hush about something. It's asking you to say less, feel more. 9th house, there could be some sort of long distance travel, or someone long distance traveling to you, somebody at a distance that has a financial offer to bring you. Very strong pentacle energy, very strong Virgo pentacle energy. I like to see this. I did a reading for Virgo a little bit ago and it was kind of a shit show. Bottom of the deck, we have Sun and Scorpio. So if you're having any financial issues, I really do see that getting better. You just have to put the hard work in. Hopefully you've already put the hard work in. I just saw the King of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. 9 of Cups, Jupiter and Pisces. So I feel like this is really good energy for everyone kind of involved. The people that got the short end of the stick kind of was Capricorn. Let's see, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. That's kind of meh. Just kind of like aggressive communication with Leo. Leo could be aggressively communicating, talking too quickly, not thinking about what they're saying before they say it, putting their foot in their mouth, and their head up their asshole a little bit with this, just like Mercury and Sagittarius is kind of foot and mouth, head up asshole. Refer to, I believe it's Anima by Tool, refer to that song. It might be The Pot, actually, by Tool. I believe it's The Pot. It's one of those songs by Tool. Refer to that. For the Leo energy. Virgo energy, we have the 3 of Cups, which is friendly energy. And then following that Virgo energy, because you made some sort of connection, some sort of friendship, you were able to really get this investment, this long-term something. 10 of Pentacles in the 8th house, great time to ask for loans, great time to go into any deeper hidden studies, to go under the surface of something, to break through the veil. Great time to have to reproduce if you're trying to reproduce children. Also, if you're not trying to reproduce, make sure to wrap it up. Knight of Pentacles, someone will more than likely travel to you to see you, although they might move slowly because they have things to protect with this earth energy. Matching energy here. The Empress, be really cautious about getting pregnant, please. 2nd house also ties in with the, which is ultra receptive 2nd house, 8th house. The people that you are receptive to have the money to give you. 6 of Pentacles to start the reading. of just being ready and open to receive. It's strong feminine energy here. I really love this reading. The 10th house, we have the Judgment card, rising up, new levels, making accomplishments, doing the things you need to. The thing that could really put you out, or the thing that's like the self-undoing, is being too prudent, being too virginal, being too meticulous, too precise, being too caught up in the details. 11th house, friends are willing to share in the sacrifice with you. That means that, like, if you need to move, friends will help you move. If you, like, your friends will help you. If there's something difficult that you have to do, your friends will help you. They will help you. So that's what I got for y'all. I hope that was somewhat helpful for you, and I hope that you guys are doing good. And I think that's what I got for y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and we will be back again in the next few days or something to continue reading on the Tetragrammaton and the Aleister Crowley. It was very nice to meet you, Brooke. Thanks for being in here. I hope you're doing all right. Thank you, Budakron, for being in here, and I will talk to you guys soon. And the other person that's in here, I'm not sure who you are, but thank you. I hope you have a great day as well. Bye.